Hello, my name is Young, and we want to have a look at our last lesson. So, we're going to continue the past tense verbs, the ED verbs. We are going to look at why we have three pronunciation for the ED verbs. So, today, our main goal is to look at the voice sound. The voice sound. So, when you talk about the voice sound, we are looking at these examples. We are looking at examples like b, g, and this one is z, 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 z. Okay, that's the th sound, and this one is v, and this one z, 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 and this one z, 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 like television. And we have the last one, the j, the j sound, j, like jam or jacket. So this is what we are going to look at today. Basically, let's look at more examples. We also have m or We have n or n. Then we have the Then we have o. Then we have l. So these are the examples of voiceless, the voice sound, the voice sound. Remember, we are looking at the voice sound, okay? Voice sound, okay? Good. So these are all examples of voice sound. The above letter sounds cause the ED verbs to be pronounced. Remember the ED verbs, we are looking at the ED verbs. Cause the ED verbs to be pronounced as d. So the sound is going to be d. If you could, your memory will serve you right. If you could remember, you realize that when we're talking about the voiceless sound, we said that they change all the ED verb into the sound t, t. So that's how we saw example like walked, talked, popped. Okay. So now we are looking at the voice sound, and we are saying that the voice sound also changes the ED verb to be pronounced d, 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 d. And we're going to have a look at an example. Because of our time, we'll be looking at only one example so that we can finalize our video and bring our video to an end. So if you look at this example that I've written there, this word is pronounced bob, 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 okay? Bob. So if you look at this word, if I want to change to past tense, you realize that the O here is a short vowel. O is a short vowel, and because it's a short vowel, I am able to add another B to this B, which we already have, and our last is going to be the ED verb. So this will change the word bob into the past tense. So in making the past tense ED verbs, what you should realize, or you should take cognizance, or you should take notice of, is that if the vowel at the back of the last consonant, if it's a short vowel, we double the consonant at the end of the verb, just like what I've just done. So this is a short vowel, and that causes me to double this consonant, b, b. So I get double B, b. Okay, and then we bring the ED verb bobbed. So we are going to look at how to pronounce this. So this is how to do the pronunciation. Let me use the black ink. So this is how we pronounce it: b, or b, and the last is d. Remember, we said it will change to the d sound. If you remember in our explanation, all voice consonant ED verbs are pronounced with D, the last letter D. Barbed, barbed, not barbed, but barbed, barbed. Very good. So we'll finish our ED verb with the voiceless, and now we are on the voice. So we said three. We want to go to the last pronunciation of the ED verb, which is the id. We'll finish with the d. We'll finish. Remember, let me go over one more time. We're looking at t. So we said the t is for voiceless. Okay? Voiceless. Okay? Voiceless. Then we're now looking at the D. We just looked at the D, and the D sound. We say that it is voiced sound. Voiced sound. Then we want to look at the last one. The last one is id. 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 How do you know a verb can be pronounced as id? So this id has two pronunciation. You can pronounce id, or you can also pronounce ed. Okay, ed, or id. So these are options. This is just an optional pronunciation. Okay, don't worry so much. Don't dwell so much on it. Don't be agitated. So if you look at this, you realize that with the id sound, that's what we're looking at. So let me just go through what we're looking at. We are looking at the id sound, id, and we are saying the id sound can bring two pronunciation. That is the id itself and the ed. Okay. How? Then the question is, when does the id sound is used? When are we supposed to use it? Because we look at the two, the voiceless and the voice sound, and this one has nothing to do with the voice or voiceless. So if that's the case, then how, under what situation do we use the ed and the id? This is what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so please stay tuned. This is what we're going to talk about today. So in order for you to use the id sound or the ed sound, this is the rule. When a verb ending in the sound T, so when a verb ending in the sound T and D will cause the ed verb to be pronounced ed. So this ed verb is going to be pronounced ed or id. Okay, when a verb ends with T and D. So this is how we're going to pronounce it. Okay, let's look at examples so that we will be able to understand our analogy. Example that we're going to look at, because of our time, I'll take a look at only one example. In the word visit, if you look at the word visit, you realize that it ends with T, right? And according to our rule, if it ends with T or D, it changes the sound to ed or id. So because it ends with D, let's make the past tense first so that we can pronounce it. To make the past tense, we spell same thing, but this time the T is we are going to add ed after the T. So this will make it past. So how do you pronounce it? We say it should be pronounced with id. So if I want to pronounce this, first let's try the pronunciation. It's going to be visited. Okay, visited, 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 visited. Because of time, I won't be able to give more example, but we're going to do this in a different lesson where I'm going to bring in a random example, so we'll be able to detect, determine, identify. Is it a id sound? Is it ed sound? Is it d sound? Or is it t sound? So this we're going to look at in our next video. See you. Bye.